Elizabeth at Literary Princess. If you are new here, welcome. I'm a 6-year PhD candidate in English literature with a focus on Victorian women novelists, and as you might expect, I love to read. Today I have a currently reading video for you. I am reading 3 books at the moment, one of which you have all heard plenty about before if you've been watching, so let's just jump in. First up, the one that you all know is coming, Red Comet, The Short Life and Blazing Art of Sylvia Plath by Heather Clark. I have been reading this since the end of May, and I am finally past the halfway point. Yay, I'm making progress. I've read about 100 pages since the last time I talked about this. It's just slow going because A, it's dense, and B, I took a break from it for Jane Austen July in order to read a biography on Jane Austen, but now I am back to Sylvia Plath and I am going to finish this in the month of August. I'm trying to read like a chapter a day at least, and that should take me to the end. It's so fantastic. It's so good. Like, I'm really enjoying it. It's not taking me so long because I'm not enjoying it. It's just dense, and the book is heavy, so it's like I can't take it out places with me, although I did take it on a flight when I started reading it, and that was kind of a mistake because it was kind of heavy to be carrying around, but I got a lot of it read during that. Anyway, very good. Hoping to finish it this month. Next up is a fantasy book. This is Six Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim. It is a fairy tale retelling of the Six Swans, or the Wild Swans, depending on what version you're looking at. I have just started this. I am on literally page 17, and already our main character, Shiori, has run away from her engagement ceremony, jumped into a lake and almost drowned, and seen a dragon. So we're off to quite an exciting start. I'm not super into it yet, so I don't know much, you know? But it seems like it's gonna be good so far. I'm excited to see what Lim does with the fairy tale. We already have the basics of it kind of set up. Shiori is the youngest of 7 children. She has 6 older brothers, and her father has remarried to their stepmother, whose name is not on the back. No, it is Reikama. And she's kind of sketchy. Shiori doesn't really like her. She seems very cold. So, very interested to see what Lim will do with this. And finally, we have The Doctor's Wife by Mary Elizabeth Braddon. I am reading this for my dissertation because I am writing a chapter on it and I've never read it before. Yes, yeah, it's fine. I am about 1/3 of the way through. I am just at the end of the first volume. So this is following Isabel Gilbert, who is a big novel reader, and she has dreams of kind of becoming the heroine of a novel, basically, and being whisked away from her unpleasant life by a duke or an earl or something like that. But she ends up marrying a country physician, George Gilbert, and so far their marriage is kind of unhappy for Isabel. George is fine. George is the most oblivious idiot. Like, she wants to make their house pretty, and she's like, oh, can we buy this thing, and can I do this? And he's like, no, there's no sense in spending money. If it was good enough for my father, it's good enough for us. I'm like, George, you're a moron. This is Braddon's kind of retelling of Madame Bovary by Gustave Flaubert. So we've been introduced to a character named, I think, Roland, who is a country squire, who is also a poet, and he wrote one of Isabel's favorite poetry collections. And she has now met him and is like, oh, he's the perfect Lord Byron figure that I've always wanted. So I can kind of see where this is going. Either they will have an affair or they will almost have an affair. I think it's more on like the almost have an affair, because I've heard that this is not as scandalous as Madame Bovary was. So far, I just feel really bad for Isabel. Like, is she kind of an idiot? Yes. but she's like 17. And I can kind of forgive a 17-year-old for being an idiot, because most of them are. And being obsessed with novels, because of course I was obsessed with novels as a 17-year-old too. And like probably would have been exactly like this if I were a Victorian era teenager. Should she have married George? No, but I understand why she did, feeling that it was her only option and that, oh, if he loves me, then that's good. But George is an idiot. I'm sorry. I feel no sympathy for George. I'm like, you're just stupid. I don't think we're supposed to feel this way about him. I think we're supposed to think he's a good guy. And he is a good guy. Like, he's a very nice person. He's not trying to be malicious or anything. He's just dumb. He's just dumb. But yeah, I've got 2 more volumes of this, so we will see. We will see what Isabel does and what happens, and whether George continues to be an idiot, which I think is likely. Oh well. I am really enjoying it so far. I like Braddon's writing style. She's always very fun. This is not as sensational as her other books. It was actually one of her first attempts at like serious literature, but it still gets labeled a sensation novel anyway. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited to continue with it. So that is what I am currently reading. Let me know down in the comments, have you read any of these? What did you think of them? What are you currently reading? If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more of my bookish content. It has been great chatting with you. I will see you soon. Bye.